I want to talk a little Oregon spring football.
I just got rubbing my nipples over here. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Took me with a good time.
Dan Lanning was on with Isaac yesterday to preview spring festivities.
That he was. Saturday at Autzen, 1 o'clock.
It's like disturbing to think about you rubbing your nipples. I just don't want
Farmer
that.
Fran, you don't want that visual in your head?
At all.
Just cut off T-shirt, easy access.
And he was asked, look, a lot of people are canceling spring stuff.
Bunch of pansy asses. What's up with that?
How dare they? And he was asked why he feels kind of the opposite. He wants to keep the spring festivities going. Here was Dan Lanning.
Well, I mean, one, I think we have a unique environment here at Oregon where fans want to be a part of it and a chance to see their team, and creating that game day environment for our players, I think, is really important. The best way to get good at football is to play football. And we've had a lot of success with it in the past, and it's an opportunity for our fans to be able to see it firsthand.
I think he's right, and I think he's wrong.
Ooh,
I think
where's he wrong?
Well, Nebraska fans fill their entire stadium.
They
They're
do.
sickos. But,
well, not this year because they didn't have a game.
Right, but I think his
Bunch
point,
of pansy asses, Matt Rule.
I think everything else he cited, correct.
Yeah, it's such a Dan Lanning cliche quote, but it's true. The only way to get better at football is playing football. And there's only so many ways that you can push guys in the spring and in fall camp that will give you an indicator of knowing where they're at the start of the regular season. Because you play well in a spring game, it means nothing for your next year. Because you play bad in your spring game, it means nothing for your next year. But it does give you a data point, at least, to observe, all right, there's a little more juice. Oregon's been having scrimmages, I want to say 3 weeks in a row on Saturdays. It's usually what they do in spring football. They practice for a week. They have a scrimmage on Saturday, review the film, practice for a week, have a scrimmage. So there's a slow buildup. Anybody who's ever played football will tell you there's a different level of intensity and heartbeat when you're running onto the field, you're wearing the uniform, and there's fans in the stands. And so I know a lot of people look at this and kind of chuckle, and I don't blame them. Like, spring football does not have to be it for everybody. It's almost like in the Northwest, we become like the Texas A&M bros with their weird, we look like we work at a mental institution outfit. It works for them. It's a big deal now for Oregon fans, and Lanning has built it up. I think fans look forward to it, and it does provide a game day-like atmosphere, not only for the guys on the field to get that a little bit of a taste of it who haven't played in that atmosphere yet, but also for all the big-time recruits who are going to be in town this weekend to show like, hey, man, it's April 20, whatever, 6th, whatever the day is going to be. And look at the crowd that's here. It just means more in Eugene, Oregon, like it does in other places around the country.
Dan Lanning was also asked about Dante Moore, who is set to be the new starting quarterback for your Oregon Ducks. It's a little unusual in that sport, I think, for players nowadays to just be willing to go to a program and sit and wait their turn.
Arch Manning's done it at Texas, but there's not a lot of them.
Like for that level of recruit, and Dante Moore was certainly at the top of his class. He came back. He transferred from UCLA to Oregon. He was supposed to go to Oregon out of high school. Random last-minute flip to UCLA. He was throwing pick sixes, so he got out of that system. He came back to Eugene, and he sat last year and watched Dylan Gabriel. Here was Dan Lanning on Dante Moore being patient.
Well, I think he knew what he was signing up for when he came here. Same with Austin and Brock Thomas and KJ and Luke and all the guys in that room. I think they've learned and people have learned, like in college football, there is a benefit to being able to learn on the fly and practice every day with the team and get, involved in a system. And he's one of those guys that has a unique perspective of both, right? He's been thrown in the fire before as a freshman. I think he valued the opportunity to learn and grow as a player, even if it meant that he wasn't necessarily on the field every down.
He also talked about where he thinks Dante Moore has grown the most this offseason.
A guy that always had the ability as far as arm talent, but more the command of our offense is something that, I've been impressed with him as well as our other quarterbacks. They've all done a really good job of picking up, some of the checks, some of the things that we're asking our quarterback to do. I think we're a place that asks the quarterback to do a lot more than some systems. And he's done an unbelievable job of that.
So you'll get a glimpse of what Dante Moore is, at least at this point.
A little bit of a taste in his red jersey.
Exactly.
Or yellow jersey, whatever color they have more.
Well, Malik Murphy last weekend for Oregon State Ball Reports had like a mixed review day. He had some good moments, and then he had some missed throws and missed connections.
That's what spring football's for, man.
And, I don't really take those and go, well, I'm worried now.
Oh.
He's got the rest of the summer and the offseason. Then he gets into fall ball. The time to be worried is by, week 3 if he's not playing well. But I'm curious. I won't watch this because I think spring football's A bit ridiculous, much like you think the NFL draft is. But I will catch the highlights. I will see some of the positive stuff and try to read what some of the reporters say.
Don't worry, I'll break it all down for you on Monday. I'm here for you, Bob. Okay, I got you.
You're
okay?
right. I don't even need to read.
You
the
watch
reporters.
rounds 3 through 5 in the NFL draft. I'll watch the Oregon Ducks spring game, and we'll trade off breaking things down
Dude,
on
I
Monday.
got a baby shower this weekend.
Oh, that's a tough timing for a baby shower. You're going to the baby shower. Guy at the baby shower. It's a very rare thing.
Is it a couple's baby shower? Or did you get roped in?
Is it a family member or is it a friend? I got a lot of follow-up questions
here. I can't publicly tell you what I
Will
want to
there be
say.
other men at the baby
Yes.
shower? Okay.
There will be. I told you there's a new wave in America where
We need to put the kibosh on this immediately, and we need to stomp this thing out. No, I think in terms of things you're excited to watch, there's a lot of things that I could identify for Oregon spring game. Dante Moore is probably number one, right? I mean, it's a new quarterback. It's a guy who we've been familiar with name-wise for a long time because of where he was as a recruit and committed to Oregon for so long. Kenny Dillingham leaves, and then at the last second, he's like, nah, you got Bo coming back for another year. I don't know who your offense coordinator is going to be. I'm going to go find a place somewhere else. Wanted to play right away, and then I think dawned on him after playing for a year of like, maybe I didn't need to play right away. Maybe that wasn't the kind of experience that I was looking for. And I do think it's incredibly beneficial to learn behind somebody who could do it at a high level. The interesting note about him, this is going to be Dan Lanning's 4th year. This will be the first time he's had a quarterback and an offensive coordinator together for more than one season in his tenure as head coach. He took over. It was Dillingham and Bo. Dillingham leaves after 1 year. Bo comes back. So then Bo has to learn the new offense with Will Stein. And then Bo's gone. Will Stein comes back. But he's got a new quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. Mm-hmm. And now this year you have a quarterback who has finally been in a system for more than a year. I think he's clearly, as Lanning points out, more comfortable with it now than he was a year ago. And there's a strength that can come with that. It's not a guarantee how he's going to play, but the reports out of practice have been pretty solid, and I'm excited to see what he looks like on Saturday.
Who was the last quarterback Duck fans were excited to get a glimpse of for this festivity? Was it Shuck?
Shuck had some of this for
sure.
Because
Herbert was like...
Ty Thompson. I mean, for being honest, it was Ty Thompson.
Well, you guys just continued to lie to yourselves the entire way through Ty Thompson.
It's still real to me, damn it. Still real to me.
Tight end now.
Well, you never know. Maybe they call a reverse trick tight end pass, and they're like, dude, this guy's got a cannon. Let's try him a quarterback again. The dream's still alive.
It can happen.
Is Tulane have a quarterback? They can't have a quarterback. They lost all their guys. They're trying to get quarterbacks. They need a quarterback.
Don't have a quarterback, and they're keeping him at tight end. So what does that say?
No, I mean, but on the point, though, like before he played or got a taste of things, he was such a big recruit that it was like, I think people were very eager to see what he would look like.
I know. And look, I give you crap for this. I don't blame you for it as a fan, but I did feel like by the 3rd year, you were still like, Ty Thompson. And I'm like, he would have been the guy by now if he was the guy.
Give him time, Sprague. He's developing, okay? Some people don't just pop like a popcorn right out of the gate. They need a couple of years.
Is Ty Thompson the Rudy Fernandez of Oregon football?
Ooh, that's disrespectful to Rudy Fernandez. That's disrespectful.
Mario
Hezonja. Mario.
Hezonja.
Lottery pick. It's top 10 pick. Guy's got a lot of potential.
That one game against the Lakers.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget him dunking fast break in a preseason game. Like, dude, this guy might actually be pretty good. And I'm like, why am I like this? Don't be that Blazer fan. You're smarter than this.
And yet you're that way as a Duck fan.
You know, what the hell, right? What the hell?